Laws that govern humanity. Throughout the history of civilization, people have tried to formulate universal laws that influence the fate of individuals, societies, and even entire nations. These laws often took the form of moral and ethical axioms, such as religious commandments and taboos, as well as legal principles, legislative norms and codes. In more recent times, a pragmatic approach has prevailed. Researchers of fate have been searching for the secrets of success, a kind of recipes for a successful life. Even in this approach, the rules found and formulated almost always included an ethical element, a sort of internal scale of good and evil. Even in many natural laws, which claim to objectively reflect reality, one can see the manifestation of karmic higher justice. Complementing and enhancing each other's effects, the universal karmic laws, in their various forms, are just for individuals of any scale, citizenship, or era. In this chapter, we provide some examples of such laws. Zoroastrianism, the law of free will. Zoroastrianism is the religion of ancient Iranians who migrated to India due to the threat of religious persecution in Iran, where Islam was beginning to spread at the time. Zoroastrianism later became known as Parsis. According to Zoroastrianism, the creator of all things is the god Ahura Mazda, the god of good, truth, and the creator of the world. He is also the creator of the universal harmony law Asha. Creation is based on this law, and all circles of existence revolve around it. The foundation of Asha is sincerity, honesty, and justice. Asha is also known as the law of accuracy. The principles derived by ancient Iranians from the general law show how progressive Zoroastrianism was for its time. Among other things, Zoroastrians legally established freedom of choice for individuals, responsibility of individuals for the choices they make, legal equality for all people, both men and women, the law of reward and retribution, Padashpadafra, which follows the general law of action and counteraction, according to which every person receives what they deserve as a result of their choices. You reap what you sow. The understanding that every person and thing should occupy the correct, appropriate place to achieve the correct result. The need to keep one's habitat clean, protect the environment. The continuous renewal of the world through self-improvement and the choice of a constructive or destructive role on this path. The manifestation of restraint in solving various problems as the best, most natural, and constructive way of action. At the same time, Asha is not a repressive law. It was believed that everyone had the right to choose whether to follow these laws or not, as Ahura Mazda created humans free. And in the struggle between good and evil, people choose their position, not forgetting, however, the fateful consequences of their choices. Babylonian legislation, emphasis on contract. One of the most famous legal codes in history is the collection of laws from the Old Babylonian period, created about 4,000 years ago in ancient Babylon under King Hammurabi, regulating a vast area of human relations, particularly issues of jurisprudence, marital and family relations, private and criminal law. It's fascinating how this code regulated contractual relations. One cannot help but admire its thoughtfulness. For example, a purchase and sale agreement had to be documented in writing in the presence of witnesses. The seller was required to be the owner of the item. If caught selling someone else's item, the seller was executed. Interest was paid on loans, and Hammurabi's law set a maximum interest rate to prevent money lenders from abusing their power. The law also prescribed a maximum duration for debt bondage. Farmers could borrow money against collateral, sometimes even pledging their own persons. If a person is in debt and gives their wife, son, or daughter into debt slavery for silver, they must serve in the house of their buyer or lender for 3 years, and in the 4th year, they must be released. Surprisingly, the laws clearly manifested the principle of retribution for false accusations. If someone accused a person of murder and could not prove it, they themselves were executed. It is worth noting that no reliable source speaks of the divine origin of Hammurabi's laws. These laws were created by people and for people, crystallizing the basic principles of justice and universal rules of interaction in society within a legal system. Prototypes of commandments in ancient Slavic religion. Slavic concepts of the sacred were based on belief in a superhuman force that animates and fills all that exists. The highest rank of this force consisted of gods. The concept of God meant giver of portion, share, wealth. The Slavic gods were divided into celestial, subterranean, and earthly, each governing their episcopate and establishing laws and rules within their domain. In the Slavs' view, the law did not possess the same irreversible authority that monotheistic religions attribute to it. The contractual nature of the Slavs' communication with the gods made their relationship more like business partners rather than that of master and slave. These tribes, the Slavs and the Antes, are not ruled by one man but have lived in democracy since ancient times, and therefore, their happiness and misfortune in life are considered a common affair. And in everything else, both these barbarian tribes have the same life and laws. They believe that one of the gods, the creator of lightning, is the ruler over all, and to him, they sacrifice bulls and perform other sacred rites. They do not know fate and generally do not recognize that it has any power over people, and when they are about to face death, either because of illness or in danger in war, they make a vow to sacrifice to the god for their soul if they survive. Having escaped death, they sacrifice what they promised and believe that their salvation was bought at the cost of this sacrifice. They revere rivers, nymphs, and all other deities, making sacrifices to them all and using these sacrifices for divination, wrote Procopius of Caesarea in his book The Gothic War. According to pagan beliefs, the creation of laws was the responsibility of Sverog, the father of the sun and the progenitor of fire. For example, he established the postulate of a monogamous family: let a man have only one wife, and let a woman be true to one man. The son of Sverog, Dashbog, monitored the observance of the law that established statehood. People began to pay tribute to the emperors. Those who commit adultery shall be punished. Chronicle of Nestor. According to legends, the laws were inscribed by Sverog on the sacred mountain Meru. Whoever reads those laws of Sverog and opens their heart to them will see the bright road that has been called the path of Prov since ancient times, says Slavic manuscripts. Here is a shortened version of one of the statements of Sverog's laws. After 3 years of the Great Flood, a stone fell from the celestial vault. That stone was small and very cold, and there was great darkness on earth. Kings and princes, as well as kings and princes, gathered around the stone. Many wise sorcerers gathered and sat in rows around it, praising the gods for many days. And the stone split into 2 halves. Inside the stone, an inscription was found. Sverog carved those words into the flesh. He learned them from Ra the Almighty. The heavenly God said, "You are my children. Children of the heavenly family. Relatives. No, people, my laws. Honor the Almighty God. Honor all his descents. Flee from deception and follow Prov. Honor your family and the heavenly family. Know Yuf, Prov, and Nav. And seek wisdom everywhere, even on the edge of the earth, in the depths of the sea, among the frequent stars. Honor each other, son, honor mother and father, live in harmony with your wife. A man must seek one wife, and others should be considered his sisters. Observe fasting and avoid overeating. Always keep your hands from robbery and guard your lips from blasphemy. Honor the great holidays. Honor cupola days. Also, honor Purim's day. Honor 3 days of the week, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. From the burning of Mara to the wedding of Shiva, observe the great fast. Believe in the 3 faces of the Almighty, know the truth of God's knowledge. Now, forever, from age to age. You are my children. If you do not love my law, I will send hail upon you, and fierce frosts, and the shaking of the wet earth. If you do not depart from deception, I will send great plagues, and a king will rise against a king, and a son will rise against his father, and a father against his son, and a brother against a brother. Whoever does not believe this message, whoever says that all this is false, will receive eternal torment, and at the end of their life, a terrible death, not a happy life in Iri, the Book of Velas. It is impossible not to notice that Svarog's laws resonate with the commandments of major world religions, serving as a quintessence of moral and ethical norms that remain relevant over time.